What's up, guys? I know it can be frustrating to not get your fitness goals where you want it to be. You know, that shit just takes time. It takes a lot of figuring out. I mean, that took me to 2022. So, wow, I started in like 2005, 6. So yeah, that's taken me. I really figured it out in 2020, like 2019, 2018 through 2020. Really like perfected how to really get ripped. So if you're really struggling and you feel like you want to pull your hair out, what's going on usually is you're not tracking your calories, you're not weighing your food, you're not you don't know how many calories you're really taking in, and that's really huge. So go get a food scale. That's number one. Number two is look at your food choices. What are you mostly eating? If you really want to get ripped, you should be mostly just eating meat. I mean, that's it. You can throw in a little other stuff here and there, but the majority of your calories should just be meat, because fatty meat, that's gonna create that sense of satiety. I know everybody wants to look like a Gymshark athlete, and the reality is with those, you see those their diets, they usually have like oatmeal, the standard bodybuilding diet that everybody talks about. What's usually going on is, they're taking other stuff that enables them to pretty much eat, those types of foods. Like they usually eat lower fat, pretty good amount of protein, higher carb, and you can usually get away with that if you're on, gear or any sort of enhancement drugs. And that goes with females too. It's easy, because if you're supplying your body with all those hormones, and you're not going to need the fat, because it's the fat, with the cholesterol that really builds your hormones. So if you're already putting in hormones like that, then you don't really have to worry about all that. You can eat that way, and with the lower fat, it's just basically you're able to eat like the lean chicken breasts, and the zero fat carbohydrates, and you're able to really get a low calorie limit, or just a threshold, and you're able to put muscle on the calories while your body's going to take the fat off. That's the reality of substance enhancing drugs, or whatever you want to call them. I don't really care, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. Don't get me wrong. Like, who wouldn't do that? You have one life. Like, you gotta weigh out the balances. If you're in a position where you can, and you can become an influencer and get that big, and people just like to look at your Instagram, what you post on Instagram, that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So if that's a route you want to take, then by all means, if that's what you feel like you got to do. But if people don't, I know it's frustrating to want to look like that, but to have a hard time. The reality is, to look like that, you have to eat more fat, because if you're gonna do their diets without that kind of without the fat in it, without the enhancements, your body's going to struggle. It's going to be hungry all the time, and it's going to send signals that you need to eat more. So it's going to be uphill balance. Your energy is always going to be low. It just is what it is, So what I have found mostly to combat that is you got to weigh your food, eat, make sure you know what you're getting in, make sure you're getting the right amount of calories, make sure it's from fatty meat. Most of your diet should be fatty meat. You can throw in some fruit and other stuff if that's, the route you want to go. But just remember, it's usually those two things. It's you don't have enough. You're not weighing your food, so you're not really knowing what you're putting in, and you don't have enough fat in your diet, and that's why you're hungry, why you're lethargic. All right. So, those two things should give you help out right away. And if it doesn't, feel free to email me at drlechnar1@gmail.com. I could take a look, see what's going on, and help you troubleshoot that. All right, guys, that'll do it for today's video. Do me a favor, if you found any value in the video, hit that subscribe button for me, give it a like, and I'll see you guys on the next video.